you are not as memorable as you should be. You're not as memorable as you deserve. And it's because you have visibility issues. And let's be honest, you might not even know it. This one is specifically for the mortgage professionals out there. I don't like to do industry specific stuff these days, but I think you guys deserve this one. As a mortgage professional, you're just not as visible as you want to be, need to be, or think you are to survive moving into the future of the market with the modern consumer. Here are 10 things that you need to listen to, focus on, or change in order to kind of turn that around. Consistency is key. Everybody says it ad nauseum, and you're probably tired of hearing it. But the reason that everybody says it is because it's true. People forget you quickly after every meaningful interaction, just like you forget about other people. I mean, we all have our own lives to run. We all have our own things going on, which means that as soon as you're out of sight, you're out of mind. Famous saying, right? Visibility doesn't mean showing up once and being remembered because of how impactful you were. That is just not possible in today's society. Visibility is about showing up often, over and over and over again, enough to stay top of mind and not let people have the chance to forget you. Being consistent in your outreach, not the spammy, robotic drip campaigns that everybody has going out on their behalf. I'm talking about meaningful outreach. Maybe you're sending a one-to-one video message and you're just texting it to somebody so they get to see your face and hear your voice again. It's showing up on social media, on the platforms that your audience, your referral partners, your target clients, the people you're trying to recruit to your organization, showing up on the platforms over and over again with consistent messaging that they're paying attention to. Because you're probably not going to be able to distract their attention and get them to come to you. So you got to go to them and show up where they are. Consistency is the key to maintaining relevance. And in a day and age where we're exposed to nearly 5,000 brands per day, yep, that's a real thing. There's really no way to show up too often because nobody's going to see every single thing that you put out there. So you need to put more and more and more out there consistently so you get as many at-bats as you possibly can. Number 2, keep this in mind. Be a human, a familiar human, not just a tourist in somebody's life. After a client or a referral partner meets you, they shouldn't forget you. So how can we make sure that they don't forget you? How can we make sure that you're just not that tourist they met one time on vacation and forgot about a couple of days later? These relationships are built on authenticity, being human with each other, being honest with each other, and conversing as friends would converse. They're not just built on the closing of a transaction. Build trust by showing up as your real self. This authenticity thing is huge, and it's becoming even bigger and bigger as we move into the further age of AI. I mean, it's no secret that the majority of things that you see online can automatically be questioned as whether or not they're real and whether or not a human created them. So showing up as overly human, authentic, sometimes to a fault you would have normally thought, these days, that actually gets you an edge. Because being the human that other humans get to connect with, and not just the mortgage expert who knows the glossary of terms, that is what's going to win you business going forward. Third point isn't necessarily a what to do, it's more of a what not to do. And it's stop hiding behind automations, for goodness sake. Stop relying on all these automated emails and generic content that doesn't reflect your personality, your values, or let's be honest, it doesn't even think about your consumer, your client, your audience before that stuff is just tossed out there. All that is a weak sales pitch, and nobody's there for it. The content that you do put out there, whether it's on socials to the masses or one-to-one content via text, email, or even conversations that you have. These need to be personal, engaging, consistent. The automated messages, if you're going to send them out, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of power in automations, but they still need to be written to sound like you. As a matter of fact, it might not be a bad idea if you had a hand in writing those. And don't write them like you want them to read, write them like you want them to sound. That's a huge key in one-to-one communications with writing. Write it like you would speak it, and then that is going to pass more of the internal BS filters that everything is consumed through these days. Rework your drip campaigns to focus on meaningful engagement and conversational feels, not just pushing bland information because the algorithm told you to. I know we talk a lot about content. I run a content agency. It's kind of what I do for a living to support the family. And the reason that I talk about it a lot is because it's important. And the reason that it's important is because content is the bridge to the visibility you deserve. That's what bridges the gap from where you are to where you need to be. Showing up consistently means creating content. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. You can use simple, powerful video content to build emotional connections with clients and prospects. You can do that in a couple of different forms. Short form videos, 30 to 45 seconds. Most platforms let you go up to 3 minutes for short form videos these days. This stuff works wonders. You don't need to shoot a movie or have all the cinematic looks and feels and the crazy, overly professional edits. It can just be a little 30-second, hey, how's it going, that you shoot on your phone. That stuff is gonna cut through the noise because it's relatable, it's authentic, it's human, and you, because you are who you are, you're gonna have tons of value to provide. Whether you think you do or not, you have a lot of value to provide to an audience. Focus on that value. Let that drive your content. Answer questions that you commonly get. Share tips. Do these things and it will build trust. Tell stories, success stories. Don't tell those success stories from your perspective. You don't want to sell yourself. Tell the success stories from your client's perspective and what they accomplished, because that's what the people watching your content want to accomplish also. And they're going to put 2 and 2 together. They're smart. They're going to figure out that if you can do that for somebody else, you can do that for them as well. Just keep the focus on them. Keep it consistent. And again, this doesn't have to be going from creating 2 pieces of content a month to 2 pieces of content a day. You don't have to ramp up like that. That's a quick recipe for burnout. Just make more than you are right now. And then when you get comfortable with that volume of content, step it up and make a little bit more. It's okay to baby step into these things. When we talk about content, we're always going to end up talking video. And the reason is because video is your secret weapon. In today's digital world, video content is more powerful than it ever has been before. And not only is it more powerful, you're able to get it out there to people for free for the first time in history. All these social media platforms, YouTube and everything else under the sun, these are free distribution channels for your video content. Up until about 10 years ago or so, it was pay to play to get video content in front of anybody. You had to run ad campaigns on television stations, cable channels, pre-rolls in movie theaters. You don't need to do that anymore. We can create piles of video content and put it all out there as a bit of an experiment to see what messaging is being picked up the best by your target audience. And the reason why the video is so important here is because your future clients, your future referral sources, your recruits, these people are going to be working with you face to face, or at least human to human. If it's over the phone or video calls, the Zoom, the Teams, all that good stuff, they're going to be working with you as a human. So they don't want to read you as words on a page so much. There comes a time when they are going to want to see you and hear you. And that works in your favor because putting your face, your voice, your eye contact out there, that builds familiarity bias. So by the time they do meet you, they're going to already know you. You might not already know them, but they will already know you. And having warmed up conversations like that goes a long way to get you down the sales funnel much faster and more effectively. Videos humanize your business. So show your personality, your knowledge, and that you genuinely care. When you start making all this video content or content in general, you need to know what to do with it. And you got to leverage the right platforms. But not that there's a right and wrong platform. It's the right platforms for you. Your audience is paying attention in specific places, whether it's consumers, recruits, referral sources, whoever you're trying to get in front of and start more conversations with. Find out where those people are typically paying more attention. Is it LinkedIn? Are they doing research on YouTube, looking for information there? Is it a local Facebook group? Is it Instagram or TikTok? There's so many different places that people can go for information these days. Just make an educated guess on where you believe your audience is paying the most attention and start there. With social media, that's obvious. It's LinkedIn, it's Facebook, it's Instagram, it's TikTok, but you don't have to do all of them. Pick one. And maybe that one is your digital home where you feel the most comfortable. Pick one, start there, and then grow as you get more comfortable. The key is to engage where your clients and referral partners are. Just make an educated guess, or maybe you already know where they are paying the most attention, and that's where you start showing up most often. Don't overcomplicate it. Focus on a couple platforms. Again, stay consistent with your content. Pick a posting calendar, even if it's just, I'm going to post at 1 o'clock in the afternoons on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Great place to start. Start building that muscle. You will get better. You will get comfortable with it. And then you can scale the volume of content and maybe even platforms that you post and host them on from there. Start with video on LinkedIn and Facebook, maybe. Maybe those are the two places that you hang out the most. Just be there. Show your face. Stay consistent. Stay committed. And you will start building a revenue-producing audience sooner or later. Might take a little bit more patience than you want to have, but as long as you stay committed and make sure that you're protecting yourself from quick and or a little bit down the road burnout, you don't want to burn out on this stuff because it is a mid to long-term strategy. So start small and baby step it from there. Don't burn yourself out. Now that you're making more connections towards the top of the funnel, we need to master the follow-up game so we ensure that we stay as visible as we need to be. And following up is not just about sending a quick email or a text. It's about being present. Don't just check in, engage in the meaningful follow-ups that actually bring value to the relationship. Use video follow-ups to stand out. Instead of shooting a quick text message, whatever you were going to type, just pull up your camera, say it to the camera, and then text that video to the person that you're following up with. It has a higher perceived value, so they're going to think, oh my gosh, they took the time to make this video just for me. They're not going to realize that it took you just as long to make that video as it would have taken you to type that text message, and they're going to feel more special. You're going to be able to show some inflection, show some excitement about good updates, show a little bit of remorse and ownership if it's a not so good update about a thing that needs a little bit more work or is delayed for whatever the reason. A quick video message has way more impact than another text or an email. And as my boy Kyle Draper loves to say, our brains are not wired to tell the difference between face-to-face in-person interactions and digital interactions. So a day or two later, after they watch that little 30-second video clip that you just followed up with them, all they're going to know is that, hey, I saw Mike today. I saw Mike a couple days ago. That's all that's going to register to them. In person or digitally doesn't really matter to our brains. It's the face, it's the eye contact, it's the voice. That's the important stuff. That's where the magic happens. And that is how you can create a feeling that somebody has seen you, spent more time with you, and knows you, is familiar with you, and trusts you a whole lot more than they would otherwise if you were just using text-based follow-up communications. All right, we've gone through our top of funnel attraction activities when it comes to visibility, right? We've got some follow-up stuff going on now. We need to show up for our referral partners and our clients. And this doesn't necessarily mean to capture new business or pawn first meeting. This means to just continually show up for them. Be proactive in staying visible to your referral partners. Don't hope that they're going to remember you, because they're not. It's up to you to make sure that they don't forget. Again, leaning into video. Shoot some introduction videos. Introduce yourself to new partners. Shoot some content that explains how you can help them grow their business. Send that to them. Post it publicly. Stay in their mind for future opportunities. If these people are connecting with you, if you're starting conversations with them, if you meet them in person, make sure that you hook up and follow each other on these social media platforms. That way, after the in-person meeting, you're going to start showing up in their feed. And again, they won't have a chance to forget you. And this doesn't just mean referral partners, it means clients as well, who are also referral partners. Stay in front of these people. Do it in a meaningful way. Stay away from those automations. Again, a quick video message that takes you 10 to 20 seconds to record does so much more damage, in a good way, for you than an automated text drip campaign that goes out, that is impersonal and just screams, hey, send me more business. That's not what anybody wants to get. During the transaction, we create these relationships. Don't let those relationships die after the transaction closes. Building those relationships with clients turned referral sources and with referral partners who are, your core kind of referral partners from the beginning is just as crucial as maintaining visibility with anybody else that you can think of. Make sure you don't think about content as effort, because it's not just effort. It takes effort, but it is an investment. Creating valuable content doesn't have to be a time-consuming grind, right? Like when you have the right systems in place, it's simple and effective. You can repurpose content to get the most out of your efforts. You can turn a single video into multiple posts or stories or blogs or all sorts of things. The key here is to not focus on the effort you put into creating content. Focus your efforts on creating a content system. And if you don't want to create one on your own, that's what I do for a living over at Red Button Media. So head over to hittheredbutton.com if you want more info on that, or just reach out to me directly. Shoot me a DM, a comment, whatever it is. We'll get connected. I'm not tough to find. We build and implement strategic content systems for founders, executives, and sales leaders that make sure that you get all the content that you need every single day of the month. And it only takes you about an hour of your time, plus a little bit of money, of course. But you can either pay for it or you can build it yourself, right? Everything costs something. It's a time or money equation. But either way, if it's going to ramp up your visibility with the people that you need to stay visible in front of in order to maintain and grow your business, that is not a spend. That is an investment. When you're building a content system, it's important to remember positioning, or at least put some thought into it. And positioning yourself as a thought leader is much better than positioning yourself as a salesperson, right? So don't pitch slap people in your content. Build your systems around positioning yourself as a thought leader, an expert in your industry, in your niche, in your whatever it is that you expert in all day, every day. Post helpful content that answers questions, builds authority and trust. Try not to, gatekeep information too often, because that doesn't actually create as much demand as you'd think. But it does keep from building trust. And that's exactly what we want to avoid. Education-based marketing is way more powerful than a generic sales pitch. So share your knowledge in bite-sized, consumable formats. Try to stay away from industry lingo as much as you can. Just be creative and find different ways to explain stuff. Layman's terms is very important here, because the people that we're talking to, they don't expert all day, every day in what you do. So there's going to be a knowledge gap there, and it's our job to bridge that knowledge gap. If you can toss in something a little bit funny once in a while, turn that education into edutainment, then that's just going to work for you a little bit better. Even if the dad jokes fall flat now and again, give them a shot. They could work. They could work in your favor. Even if you become known as the mortgage professional who just tells bad dad jokes, it's better than not being known, right? So just don't chase the latest trend. Stay true to you. Be consistent and focus on serving your clients with value, not just with what you're trying to sell. And there's a bonus here. Okay, I said there was 10 points, but here's an 11th. Focus on content that builds relationships, not just sales. This is a trap that a lot of salespeople fall into. They get hell-bent on lead generation, right? This content, like, we're not putting a ton of paid ad spend behind this stuff, especially not in the beginning. This is organic. We're posting it and we're waiting for it to be picked up and consumed, and we're trying to grow relationships that way. So from the jump, make sure that you're in the mindset not of generating a lead, but just generating a conversation. Because conversations will turn into relationships and relationships turn into business. So get in the mindset of being more conversation driven than lead driven. And from there, everything gets a whole lot easier. So a few points to sum it all up. Your TLDR, if you will. Show up consistently and authentically to stay top of mind. Leverage video content to build emotional connections, familiarity, and differentiate yourself from your competition, because not enough of them are doing it either. Focus on serving others with valuable content, not just serving yourself by pushing sales and lead generation. Don't rely on automation. Make it personal, engaging, and meaningful. And use video and content strategically on the platforms where your audience already is. Show up where they are and stay engaged with your clients and referral partners much more effectively. If you picked up a few nuggets from this, let me know what they were down in the comments below. That'll let me know what to focus on in my future content. Thanks for watching this all the way through. Give me a follow, a connection, a like, a subscribe, depending on what platform you're seeing this on. Until then, we'll see you in the next one.